Hi everyone, I just used the Vesica Piscicus to investigate what was, I guess, the beliefs, the things holding me back from making some changes in my life. And I used the Vesica Piscicus using change and resistance. And within myself, I find that I'm someone who changes, but I do resist it a lot. Anyway, what I did was I did the Vesica Piscicus one side of my chest was resistance, like absolute resistance, especially towards the end side of it, and then crossing over, intersecting on the other side is then change, and like the fastest change with no resistance at all over here, and just held on to both of those. Got a sense first of all the change, like the middle of the circle was there's change in resistance. It's not as moving so quickly, but there's change. Then right at the end was just rapid, really rapid change. And the other side of it on the resistance was, change with resistance. And then at the end was total resistance, absolute stuckness. And and what I find with doing these sort of polarities is that my mind can go to both of them, all of it. I can feel it. I can feel it all, whatever I'm doing. So the change one, going to the absolute highest one of change, like was the idea was to balance out change resistance. Can I make my subconscious mind be more okay with change and more rapidly changing? And I remember something I learned years ago was that we move towards something because of pleasure that we'll get from it, or we move towards something because we're moving away from pain if we don't do it. So the change is the pleasure, but it's also painful, or can be. And then the resistance is also is an element of comfort, plus also pain and stuckness, essentially just being stuck and just keeping the same shittiness that's in your life just staying there. So when I went into the change, I was like, okay, what's this energy feel like? Like the abs, if I was rapidly changing, like there's no resistance at all, what would that look like? And what's the first thing that comes up? And was fear, fear that, and then I go, what's this fear? What's the fear of? Is that I'll lose track of myself. I'll lose who I am, and I won't know who I am, and I look like a dickhead because I don't know who I am. That was the main things. And then the other side of it was rapidly changing that much. How, in what way would that be good? And it would definitely get me out of some situations that I have. It would make me start doing things that I know are good for me that I'm just not getting on top of and not doing consistently. Just like working on my website and doing the stuff with the academy. Just if I did half an hour a day, that'd be so. It would make change so rapid in my mind and in my life. Like I'm changing as it is. Every day I've got that in my mind. There's a connection to it all the time. But I carry around the octahedron around me all the time, and I feel that in my auric field, and it's a major change agent for me. It affects my healing work and all sorts of stuff, but still I could make things change much more rapidly. And then I went to the other side of it, to the resistance, and got into the absolute stuckness of that resistance. And about midway in that, where there was change but resistance, and then absolute stuckness at the end, I felt like I hang out in the midpoint, and I could feel that absolute stuckness. Is like, do I want to be here? No, I don't. No, I bloody don't at all. So that was good. It was a way for me to move away from pain or stuckness, and it's like my subconscious mind was then able to reevaluate and integrate this idea of let's do more change than what we are. So that I hope that's helpful to some of you. But some what I learned from that I could use because my mind can, number one, go into whatever emotion or whatever feeling or thing I'm putting into the Vesica Piscicus on both sides. It can go into the absolute or the greater refinements of it. It can feel it, so therefore I can go into that and find out what are the beliefs here, what are the emotions surrounding this. So that's a big tool for me. I'll put the qigong exercise that I put up ages ago that I developed with the help of Jace for the Vesica Piscicus. So it's a qigong exercise. It's a whole body Vesica Piscicus. That's what I use, and I use another version where you don't need to be doing the physical stuff as much because I'm just so used to it now. I'll put it up back up on the site. All right, hope you're all well, guys.